Hello students, today I am going to discuss a new topic, passing parameters. Before starting this topic, I want to discuss two related terms. So these terms are parameters or arguments. Those variables which are used at the time of function definition are called parameters or formal arguments. And those variables which are used at the time of function call or invoke are called arguments or actual arguments or actual parameters. So here you see this is a function header, and here there are three variables. So these three variables are called parameters, and this is a function call. So these variables are called arguments. Now I am going to discuss types of parameters or arguments supported by Python. So the types which are supported by Python are three types. So number one, positional arguments or required arguments. Number two, default arguments. Number three, keyword arguments or named arguments. Now I am going to discuss one by one. So number one, positional arguments or required arguments. So here you see required arguments are the arguments passed to a function in correct positional order. Here the number of arguments in the function call should match exactly with the function definition or header. So here this is function header and this is function call. So as per the definition, as per the discussion, in function call the number of arguments are same as the number of parameter in function header, and the position of x, y, z are 1, 2 and 3. So as per the order of these variables or these parameters, the order of argument must be same. So here the position of x is 1, so here the position of this argument or the argument a must be 1, and here the position of y is 2, so the position of b must be 2, and here the position of z is 3, so the position of c must be 3. Means x will map to a, y will map to b, z will map to c. Now I want to show one example for positional or required argument. So here you see this is a function header. Here two parameters are passed. So at the time of function call we must pass two arguments. So here these are. Now number two, default arguments. A default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call for that argument. One note, you see, in function header any parameter cannot have a default value unless all parameters appearing on its right have their default values. So you see here this is a function header and this is a function call. So here in function header you see there are 3 parameters and one parameter or last parameter is having 20 assigned value in it. So this value is called default value and this parameter is called default parameter. So for this default parameter we can skip an argument at the time of function call. So here at the time of function function call we can skip last argument. So here you see with the help of this definition, a default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call. So here this third argument is not passed here or it is skipped, so it has, or third argument should have a default value because here third parameter is having default value or it is a default parameter. So for default parameters we can skip the argument value at the time of function call. And here you see x and y will not have default value until its right parameter has a default value as per the note you see here. Any parameter cannot have a default value unless all parameters appearing on its right have their default values. Now we understand it with the help of an example. This is function header. So here in this header there are 2 parameters and the second parameter is having default value. So these are few function calls for this function header. So here we can pass both arguments or both arguments value, and as well as we can pass only single argument or single argument value because second argument is a default parameter. So we can skip second argument. Now we are moving to the next function header. This function header is having both default parameters. So here we can pass both argument value and we can pass only single value and we can skip one argument value. And in the last function call statement you see I skipped both argument value because there are both parameters are having default value. So we can do we can call in these manners. Now I am going to discuss keyword argument or named argument. When we call a function with some values, these values get assigned to the arguments according to their position. When we call functions as keyword arguments, the order or position of the arguments can be changed. So as per position argument we have to pass all the arguments which are defined at the time of function definition, but here and in the position argument we cannot change the order of the argument. But here you see in this particular function header there are 3 parameters and at the time of function call you see here a is an argument which is passing as a position argument. So the value of a is mapped with x or x value is mapped with a. But here y and z are at position 2 and 3, but here you see I am using z and y or second argument and third argument as a keyword argument. So here I am passing the values with the name of argument. So these arguments name will be same as given in function header. Here you see I am changing the order of y and z at the time of function call. So here you see the position of z is 2 and the position of y is 3, but the position of y and z in function header is 2 and 3. So we can change the order with the help of keyword arguments. Let us see an example for keyword argument. Here this is the function header, and this header has 3 parameters. So these are few function calls for this function header. Here in first 3 function calls you see I changed the order of arguments as per our requirement, and in fourth you see the first argument is passed as a positional argument. So the value of x is mapped with this this value or first argument, and the other 2 arguments are passed as keyword arguments. Now returning values from functions. So functions can return a variable, a literal, or an expression. So if any function returns single value, then it can return any variable, any literal, this is integer literal, this is string literal, and this is an expression. But if a function can return more than one value, then it can return the literals, and all literals all values can be separated, all values will be separated by commas. And here these are 3 variables which are separated by commas. Here there are 3 expressions, so they all are separated by commas. And here this is intermixed type of values, this is literal, this is a variable, and this is an expression. So we can return intermixed values to the calling function. Now I am going to discuss types of functions. So in general there are 2 types of functions in Python. First is non-void functions. Non-void functions are those functions which returns value or values, and void functions which functions are those functions which does not return value or values, or they return none value. So now I am discussing non-void functions examples. So here you see this is a function definition which is returning a literal, and here in the second function definition it is returning a literal, but it is string type or string literal. And here you see in the third example or third function definition it is adding 2 values and assigning in third variable, and this variable is returning by this function. And in the fourth function definition you see I am taking or we are taking the value from the user in x and y, and this expression is returned by this function. So from function call function definition 1 to 4, this may be the function call. So here you see I am just calling these functions inside the print statement, so we can do in this manner. And here I am calling this function and assigning the return value in a variable, and this variable's value I am going to print through print function. And in fifth function definition, you see fifth and sixth, we are taking the value from calling function through arguments. So here it is returning an expression, and in the sixth function, you see I am returning more than one value. So here function call for function definition 5. Here you see I am taking two values in a and b, and here I am calling this function in print statement we can do, and here we can call this function in this manner also. We are passing two literals in function call, and this function call can be made inside the print statement, and in the we can call in this manner also. Here you see I am taking values in a and b, two values in a and b, and we can call this function, and this function return some value, and this value is assigned to c, and then the value inside c can be printed by print statement. Or now I am discussing function call for the sixth definition. So here you see we can take two values in two variables, and after that I am calling this function, and these values, the return values, because this function is returning two values, so these values can be assigned in two variables respectively. So this is called unpacking, and here we can display the value of c and d with the print statement. Or we can call the sixth function by in this manner also. We are taking two values in a and b, or we can take two values from user through input function, but here I have taken two literals in a and b, and after calling this function I am assigning the return value in a single variable. So this single variable will receive packed value in the form of tuple. So here it is packing. So this particular variable's value we can print through print statement. So this value, the value of c, will be a tuple type. Now I have two note for you. Note 1, function definitions cannot be empty, but if you have some reason to a function definition with no content, then write pass statement to avoid getting an error. Here you see this is a function header, and inside this function definition you have no statement. If there is no statement inside any function, then it will give you an error. So to remove this error, you can write this pass statement. Now note 2, the return statement ends a function execution even if it is in the middle of the function's body. So here you see this is a function, and inside the body, in between, a return statement is given. So as soon as the return statement encounters, it return the value to the calling function, and rest of the program will not execute, and the execution of this particular function will end.